These are the best war offense teams in Marvel Strike Force. These are the teams you're building. We're counting them down. I got 12 teams. 9 of them are standard teams. We got 3 hybrid teams in this list. And if you're ready to see what are the best Alliance War teams in all of Marvel Strike Force, find that like button. Let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
Yo, what is up, Valley Maniacs? Hello, I hope you're having a great day. I am ValleyFlyin. I hope you are having a great day. I hope you're ready to count down some war offense teams, the best war offense teams in Marvel Strike Force today. Now, we do have a mix between some normal teams. We have a mix between some hybrid teams. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about the hybrid teams at the end. But what I'm going to do is count down the normal teams all the way. We're going to go from the top all the way to the bottom, and then we're going to talk about the hybrid teams in no particular order, because I guess it depends on what you need to counter. Now, if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. I do appreciate you guys watching. Let's grow this channel, but without further ado, let's talk about the best war offense team in Marvel Strike Force right now. And that are these guys, the Infinity Watch. They are the tops in arena, on offense, defense. They're very good in the raids, but we're talking about war in this video. And these guys can pretty much counter any war defense team. They counter the Heroes for Hire pretty good. And the Heroes for Hire are probably the top war defense team in the game right now. Infinity Watch was designed to smash them, and they do so many good things. They have, you got to kill Gamora, Adam Warlock, Phyla-Vell 2 times before they go. You got a lot of drains from Phyla-Vell. You got a lot of assist counterattacks from Nebula, and a crazy amount of damage from Gamora. So this is the best team in the game. I don't think you need me to tell you that, because yes, Infinity Watch, we've been talking about them for a few months now. They've been in the game. We've been talking about them since they've come to the game. Very strong. I'd recommend building these guys above anyone else in Marvel Strike Force right now. Moving on to the next team, though. Let's move down the list to the Shadowlands. Coming in at the number 2 spot as far as normal non-hybrid teams. I think this is the best non-hybrid war offense team, or the second best non-hybrid war offense team in the game, all things being equal. Yes, a lot of people have some crazy big black orders that they could use on bigger teams than this, but all things being equal, if you had an equal power Shadowlands team as you do with Black Order, X-Factor, or some of these other teams that we're going to mention, I think this is the strongest team, so or the second strongest team after Infinity Watch. So Shadowlands gets my vote. These guys were made for war offense, and that's what they do very, very well. White Tiger does a lot of damage. She gets some turn meter as well. You got some healing from Night Nurse. You got a lot of debuffs from Moon Knight, and these guys can counter a lot of teams out there. Marauders, yes, they can counter them. If you're still seeing Mercs, they can counter them. Not as good against Heroes for Hire. I mean, there's not a lot of great options against Heroes for Hire, but any other non-Heroes for Hire team, the Shadowland teams works very well against them. Let's move up a little bit to this X-Factor team. Now, currently, this is a 4-person team. And for Blitz, I use Namor. I use Namor on a different team in War Offense. And frankly, this team is so strong, you could go in with a 4-piece team. There's a lot of great replacements if you're looking for a good 5th. If you're not using Namor on any other team, he works well in this team. Minerva works well in this team if you're not using her on any other spots. So does Rhino. So does Squirrel Girl. There's a lot of great fits. But like I said, frankly, you could go in with just 4 characters with this team. And it revolves around the Dad Bros. Multiple Man is there to keep the Dad Bros alive. So is Polaris, frankly, you know, by pulling these people together, putting Disrupted on them. She just keeps the Dad Bros alive longer so they could do their thing. They could do their damage. And this is a great counter against the Marauders if you're still seeing the Marauders around. I know some people are pulling Emma off of that team and just doing the standard Marauders, but pretty much any non-Heroes for Hire team, these guys can counter. Marauders, Mercs, any other teams that you're seeing. A lot of the hybrid teams, maybe not a Doom team, but any other non-Doom, non-Heroes for Hire team, these guys can counter. They do that very well. And let's move on to the next best team. Coming at number 4 is the Black Order. Still very strong. And I think a lot of the reason that they're so strong still is because a lot of people built these up for Arena when they were the Arena meta. So they have a very big Black Order. you could use them against pretty much any non-Heroes for Hire, non-Doom team. You could punch down a big amount against Heroes for Hire. You could punch down a big amount against Doom. And you're going to see a couple different versions of Doom. I think the more common version is the X-Men version. But at the higher levels, I think you're going to see the Brotherhood version with Doom in there a lot better. And these guys can counter that, but you're going to have to punch down a lot. They don't really have a strong ability block and a way to deal with Doom. So, yeah, Brotherhood, very strong. They could counter the Marauders. They could counter the Mercs. They can counter Doc Ock if you're still saying that. The War, any other team except for Doom and Heroes for Hire. These guys can counter. Still very strong. They have fallen off, but they're still very strong. Let's talk about these guys, the Axemen. Now, a lot of these guys a lot of people are placing these guys on defense. And honestly, Infinity Watch, Black Order, you could place them on defense as well. And I don't know which is the best, to have a great offense or a great defense. I think it depends on what your alliance needs, but yeah, all of these teams are great on defense, but same thing with, well, not all of them, maybe not the X Factor, but Axemen, they are great on defense as well. So it depends on what you need. Do you need more offense? Do you need more teams to attack with? Or maybe you're solid on offense. You can place these teams on defense, but if you're using these guys on offense, they could counter the Doc Ock Sinister Six very well. They could counter the Asgardians very well if you still see them. They could counter the Mercs. They could even counter the Marauders. So the Marauders version, if you still see them. So Axemen, very, very good. Has a lot of counters to a lot of the meta teams. Still not a team that I think you want to mess against Heroes for Hire unless you're punching down a lot or trying to do a two-shot. But against a lot of the non-Heroes for Hire teams, not a lot of the Doom teams, these guys will work very well. Let's move down to the next team on the list. Coming in right after the Axemen is, we're going to the hybrid team section there. These are the teams that don't win as well at Blitz. And one of them is these guys, the X-Force. Very, very good war offense team. And a lot of it is because of the opening move of Negasonic, the ability block of X-23, and then you're getting the speed in the beginning from Domino. You don't really need to put a lot into Cable and Deadpool, because if you're going against the Mercs, 2 turns, Negasonic and then X-23, and maybe the third turn where they're ultimate. But these guys wipe out the Mercs if you're still seeing them. There's a lot of great war offense teams that these guys wipe out. War defense team that these guys wipe out. Very, very solid. Still one of the top teams, but because of power creep, all those teams that I mentioned previously, like the Axemen, Black Order, X Factor, Shadowlands, Infinity Watch, they're a little better than the X-Force, but X-Force is still one of the top teams. You're not going to use them on defense. You're not going to use them in a lot of other modes, and they're not that great in Blitz either, even with built like this. I mean, it's not the best for Blitz, but yeah, they're not that great in Blitz. So build them for war offense. They're still one of the best war offense teams. And so is the military skill team, especially with Yelena and her awesome vest. Red Guardian. Yes, this might be my favorite team now. Now, I don't have Killmonger in this spot on war offense. I have Black Widow in this spot to get that synergy with Yelena, Red Guardian, and this team works very well against a lot of the meta teams as well. We're talking the Mercs, we're talking the Marauders, we're talking a lot of the non-meta teams. Again, this is not a great Heroes for Hire punch-up, although I am hearing reports that this team can take out Heroes for Hire, maybe even Infinity Watch. I haven't seen a lot of visual evidence, but floating around that this team may be stronger than a lot of people suspect. So we have them a little lower on this list. But let me know if they're able to do some big punch-ups. And of course, Killmonger is on my Merc team on war defense. Black Widow goes in this spot, and I think she adds a lot to them. Now, the last, or I don't want to get these guys last, but this, like I said, is a very standard war defense team, especially with Doom in this team, and it makes them very tough to deal with. But if you're still seeing Shield, a lot of times for my past like 3 or 4 weeks, I've seen Shield back on war defense with Nick Fury and Coulson. So guess what? These guys are getting a new life on war offense, especially if Shield, if that is going to become a more permanent thing. So Brotherhood 2.0 is very good, but I know a lot of people are shifting this team to defense, either the Brotherhood 2.0 or the normal Uncanny X-Men with Doom. Those are very strong war defense teams. And last but not least, this is a little sad because they're a very, very good team, but there's not a lot of great war defense teams that these guys counter. I mean, just kind of like the Axemen, the Sinister Six, they counter them very well. The Asgardians, if you still see them, if someone's leaving Hela on war defense, these guys can counter them very well. But they're still a great team. They're awesome in the raids, but there's not a lot of teams that these guys hard counter in the raids anymore that people are still using. So they've fallen off very, very hard, but still a good team. I would invest in them for the raids, but I wouldn't put too much in them as a war offense team. But this is a decent backup. I don't know where else you would use these guys, because I don't know if they work very well in a standard hybrid war offense team. I don't know if you want to use them on defense, because they won't get the cooldown set. But yeah, that's symbiotes. They've fallen off a little bit. All right, so these are my 3 hybrid teams that I do want to mention. The first one, let's talk about, and these are in no particular order, because I guess this is going to depend on what you're trying to counter. The other ones were in order. These are in no particular order. The Hela Natural. Now, once in a while, I put Loki in this spot. Sometimes it's Scarlet Witch. I think a lot of it depends on the Thor. The big counter that these guys will do is the War Avengers, or the Wave 1 Avengers with Thor there. Sometimes you're going to have Iron Man. Sometimes people place Black Widow on there. The Hawkeye is usually on that team, but the big team, or the big members of the team, is Captain America and Hulk. Those are the scary ones. This team counters it very, very well. You'll still see a lot of Wave 1 Avengers, so this team still works. I don't know where else to use Hela. I know some people are using her on other hybrid teams. This is where I'm using her now. Let's talk about this next hybrid team. This is one that I'm using. This is a decent counter for the Brotherhood team. The Brotherhood with Doom. We have some ability. Actually, it shouldn't. There's no ability blocks here. I was gonna say ability blocks. There's actually no ability blocks, but this actually counters that Doom Brotherhood team very well. So does this one, but this one's a little bigger, so I'd rather use this on a Heroes for Hire. This one counters Heroes for Hire very well. This one does okay. I don't punch up as big with this one as I do with this one, but they're both great teams. The combination of all these meta characters, Silver Surfer, Black Bolt, Zemo, you got a turn meter. This one will work very well against a Doom team as well, because you got ability block of Zemo, you have ability block of Surfer. So this one, I would say on paper works a little better against the Doom, but in practice, this is my Doom killer team and this is my Hero for Hire killer team. But I think you could use either on either team, depending on the makeup of the team and how big you're trying to punch up. But that is it, guys. Those are my teams. Those are the teams that I think are the best. We got 9 normal teams. We got 3 hybrid teams. Are you using any other hybrid teams? Are you using a little different teams on defense, and your teams are totally different than what I've listed here? Let me know your thoughts, guys. But these are the teams I think you should be investing in. You might use some different hybrids, but as far as what is valuable in war right now, these are the teams in my opinion. So that is it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it helps you with your war. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Check me out on stream every morning, guys. We stream some Marvel Strike Force, then we go over to my ValleyFlyin 76 channel to stream some Marvel Future Revolution. We're trying to shift the content over to that channel, so if you are interested in Future Revolution, make sure you check out my ValleyFlyin 76 channel. We do want to grow that channel. It's not monetized, so we're trying to get more people over there and looking at some content, so we can move all the content from Future Revolution to that channel. So I will see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts on the list, and give me a Hulk fist bump before you go, guys. Oh yeah, ValleyFlyin out.